Hello friends, welcome back to Education Infotech channel. Today we're gonna discuss about hierarchical builder component, which is in IICS. So this component we use it in a real-time projects very often because we'll be getting the data from different XML files and different websites, and we'll be getting source files in the form of JSON format. So this is very important component in IICS. So let's see why this hierarchical builder or parser component is used. So to read JSON or XML file and load into target tables or flat files. So hierarchical builder is used to create JSON or XML file as a target. Let's say we have some data in the form of files or tables from the we're getting it as a source. Okay, and we need to load it or update or do some calculations. So that should be loaded into the JSON files or XML files. So how we can do is by using hierarchical builder, we can create JSON or XML files. So let's say we have a JSON or XML files as a source. So how we can load it into the RKD targets. Okay. So for that we'll have hierarchical parser transformation, which is used to parse the JSON or XML files, load into the required target tables. Okay, we can use file list concept as well to load multiple JSON or XML files. But the both, let's say we have 5 JSON files and the files should have the same structure. So in that case only we will use file list concept. As we yesterday discussed, right? File list concept, when it will work means if we have the same structure, same columns, okay, so then only this file list concept will work out. So here also the same scenario. If we have multiple JSON or XML files, so we can, by using file list concepts, we can load multiple JSON or XML files. Okay. And this is, as I said, this is important transformation real-time projects. We'll be getting a lot of XML files or JSON files from the upstream applications. Okay, let's get into the practical sessions. So log into the IICS, go to new. Here you can see components, right? So these are all the components we have in IICS. Hierarchical schema. If you see here, yesterday we discussed about intelligent structure model, right? To load XML files. If you have in one XML, in one Excel, if you have like 5 to 10 sheets, so each sheet should be loaded into the different target tables. So in that case, we'll using intelligent structure model. Now we are getting source files as a XML or JSON. So for to parse that files and load it with the target tables, we have to use hierarchical schema. So let's create now. Just give any hierarchical schema name. So I'll just show you the sample files. This is the XML file and this is a JSON file. First we'll try to load JSON file. Okay, let's open this JSON file. So what we have here, this is a shopping list groceries. Okay, item is apples, quantity 3 and units is LBS. So it's not in kgs, it's in LBS. So this data is regarding to the groceries items. Okay, so now we'll create hierarchical schema, hierarchical groceries. Okay, I'll be saving in dev project. Here select sample file, click on choose. If you see here, by default we'll get XML and JSON files only in the source file directory. So now we'll go with grocery items, open it. So now here we have opened the JSON file. So here one more interview question. In the interview, whenever you are going to attend for IICS interviews, right? They will ask you how you can validate JSON file, whether it is a correct JSON file or not, how you will validate it. So simply what you have to do, when you click on this hierarchical component, we'll get a schema or sample file selection, right? There we need to select the sample JSON file and click on this validate option. If you click on this, you will get JSON sample is valid. So which is nothing but it is a valid JSON file. This is how we will be validating the files. And click on OK. Now save it. So now we have created schema, hierarchical schema we have created. Now what we have to do? We have to create mapping for this. Create mapping. Give mapping name hierarchical groceries. Click on source. Same how we created yesterday, right? File list concept. We have to use source as a flat file. Since it is a JSON file, so it's all comes under file category only. So here is a file list. Before that, we need to create config file. So we are loading JSON file that I have created one config file here. Input underscore JSON. Here what I have given, we have to give the file path and the entire file path where this JSON file is placed. Let me copy paste this file name and .json extension should be given. Okay, so I'm gonna select this one, put underscore json.txt. Okay, so what it is saying, file doesn't exist. Where we have this one, it is in source files, input.json, source files, grocery items. So we have given this correct name. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to take the hierarchy parser transformation. Okay. Let me remove this. Yeah. So click on this hierarchical parser. If you see here incoming fields, as of now we don't have anything because we are not connected source to the hierarchical parser. Okay. Input settings, which is a file, right? Click on schema, which we have created. This is hierarchical groceries. Next. Now what we will do, we'll map source to the hierarchical schema. Now we can see here incoming field. No fields are available. Let me go to source. Let's say preview data. Cannot get data preview for the selected connection. Now please verify connection and object details. Source files, file path doesn't exist. Okay. Let me single object because we have only single file, right? So instead of file list, we can just take single object and select this input JSON. Now it is valid. So if you preview data, it should show the path and the file name. See, now we are getting the correct one. Click on done. So now we can see here the input field, incoming field, input. Okay, this is the file path. You go to field mapping. You can't map all descendants. It will map all. If you see the groceries, it is the roads and the output fields. So these are all the output fields we require, right? Item, quantity, and then unit. So the groceries one we need to map in the target. So let's take the output of hierarchical parcel to the target. It will show all the categories. Which one we need to map it to the target. So we want groceries items list, right? Click on OK. Go to target. So let's say we load it into the target table. Object will create at runtime t underscore hierarchy groceries. Click on OK. Here we don't need to map the fields because at runtime it will create the table and it will load the data. Let's save it. It is showing invalid. Let me check. In the hierarchical parser, the input field selection must contain at least one mapping field. Okay. Go to hierarchical input field selection. Input field selection. Yeah, here we need to map file path to the input. Okay. Now save it. Now it is valid. You see here the mapping is valid now. Let me create the mapping task. Empty underscore hierarchical groceries. Select runtime environment and select the mapping hierarchical grocery. Click on this select. So this is the one that which we have created. Go to next and save it. So the mapping task is valid now. Let us run. Let's check in target. Do we have? We don't have that target, right? So it will create while runtime. Run the mapping. So it is loading now. So it read 8 records. Okay. You click on this job, you'll get all the details. Okay. From source, we have one file, right? In target, it read 8 records and 8 records have been loaded. Let's check in the target table. Refresh t underscore hierarchical groceries. See, so this FK road, this it's not required. Only item quantity unit is required, right? Let's modify. Go to mapping. That here we have output fields, right? Let's do in the target. We can exclude that one field. Incoming fields. These are all the incoming fields. We'll do exclude named fields. Okay. So this is not required. Excluded one field and Let's create include name fields, item, quantity, unit. So these three columns we require, right? In the target field. Okay. Now save it. So this is the mapping task, right? Let's go back and reselect the mapping. Next, save. Let me truncate this one. Underscore. So if you see, we don't have any data now. Now let's run the mapping now. So it got failed, you know why? Because at runtime we have given runtime it should create a target table, right? So before it's already created, when you try to run the same job again, it shows that name is already existed. What we can do, we can just select the target table here. Go to select. So in existing hierarchy groceries, yes, multiply. So now we can select truncate table. So it will load the data now. So what we can do here, we'll just restart. Go to my jobs. So it got 8 records. Let's check. So yes, why we are getting okay. Before it already created with the FK root column, right? So what we can here table column. So now we can see we got the required output. So apples has 3 quantity, unit is LPS. Grapes has 2 quantity, bread, milk, egg, chicken, meat, and tomato. So this is how we need to do the transformations, or you need to modify the mappings in such a way that the final required output should meet. Okay. So now what we'll do, now we tried with the JSON file, right? Now let's try XML file. Okay. So create hierarchical XML, and we have the file here, people details. If you open this is an XML file. Okay. So what we have here, name, age, and email. Let's say name, age, and email we have. Okay. People's. Now we need to select the sample file, people details, right? Click on OK. So we have name, age, and then email. It is validated. It is valid. Click on OK. Save it. So go to new components. Sorry, mapping. Create mapping. So give the mapping name m underscore Hierarchical XML people. Okay. Same thing. All the steps you need to repeat it. Okay. Go to source. It's a flat file, single object. So for this also I have created one input XML. You see here I have given the path details. Okay. So which one I need to select? Input underscore XML. Input underscore XML.txt. So select XML parser. So here incoming field we don't have anything as of now. Here just select the schema XML. Right now we are doing input field selections, field mapping. So person book, which one we need to do? Name, age, email. This is one we required. Map for descendants. So this is the one we should get. These are the output fields, name, age, email. Now we will map source to the hierarchical schema. We get incoming field, input settings, input field selection. We should map it. Now this is all done. So let's map it to the target. So persons we need to map to the target, right? Click on target. We create a runtime. It's a table. Create a runtime. The underscore hierarchical XML people. So just keep short variable. That's all. Okay. So next time if you want to truncate, we can truncate the table. Now let's save it. So it's valid now. Create a mapping task. Empty underscore hierarchical XML people. Select the mapping. Click on next. Save it. So the mapping task is valid now. Let us run the job. So the output fields are name, age, and email. So it had read 16 records. Okay. Let's go and check in the target table. So if you see here, we got three columns: name, age, and email. John D 30, 25. These are all ages and these are all email IDs. And we can do some operations like we have here first name, last name, right? Both has been joined in the single column. So if you want, you can split the name here. We'll take first name and last name. Okay. So let's try that. After hierarchical parser, I'll just take expression. Okay, on persons. Here what I have to do, these are all the incoming fields, age, email, name. So what I'll do, I'll create one output port on name underscore first name. Okay, string 10 is fine. And what I'll do, underscore last name. Okay, we have first name and last name. So here, so what I'll do here, substring of name, comma, I'll just select this substring of name, comma, from one to start, comma, and string of name, comma, space. From till space, it has to take the first name. Okay. Now the expression is valid. Click on OK. So with this, we'll get first name. Let's take last name also. Substring of name, comma. Here from space we need to get right. So first we need to identify the space. And string of name, comma, space. So this will give us the space position, and then what we have to do, comma, in string of we don't have to give anything because after that it will take till the end. Okay, till end it will take name in string of name comma space. That's it. So if you want, we can check here itself. T underscore and if this is the one, right? Let's try here itself. Select name comma substring of name comma one comma and string of name space as left name comma substring of name comma and string of name comma space. So this will come. So this is what we'll get, right? This is the required output. So I have splitted the name into first name and last name. So the logic, you can just copy this and paste into the expression. So this is the one that I have given for the last name. So now we got the first name, last name. Now what we have to do? So here we are getting the first name and last name as well, right? So we need to map it to the first name and last name. Since we have already have the table, what I'll do, I'll just add two columns here. Alter table, table name, add column, that name, after two of 10. So valid identifier, just add the first name. So I have altered table, first name, last name. Now let's select this. So we have first name, last name, right? So now if I run the job now, so select the table name first. Okay, people, right? fields. So we have a target fields now, field mapping. So we need to map, right? So this, oh, first name to first name, last name to last name. And then next what I'll do, I'll just do a smart name. Okay, now we have mapped it. Let's save it. So the mapping is valid, right? Let me rerun now. So I have given the certificate table, right? Here. Yes. Please go to my jobs. So 16 records it got loaded. Let's check whether we are getting first name, last name. Okay. See, we got the first name and last name. Okay. So this is how you need to design the mapping based on the business scenario. Okay. So what we have done till now, we are read JSON XML file and load into a table, and we parse it by using the hierarchical parser. If you have multiple layers, you can use just file list concept. Okay. What we'll do, we'll just build a JSON or XML file as a target. Okay. So this one example we'll see. So let's take any one table here on source. Which one will take employee? Okay, we have this table employee. We need to create it as a XML or JSON file. So go to new. So for this, what we have to do, hierarchical builder. Okay, not hierarchical schema. So just create a mapping here. Underscore hierarchical builder. Okay, select the source, employee, right? Yeah. So we have these fields, and what I'll do, I'll take hierarchical builder, this one. So these are the incoming fields. Output setting, sorted, it's not required. Output, select. Okay, for this also we need to create XML. Okay. Mm, Field mapping or advanced. Write to a file. So select file and file path enable path internet. Okay, let's create a hierarchical schema. So let's create this hierarchical builder. Okay, we need to upload a sample file, right? So it's in JSON, then I'll just use this as a sample file. Okay, save it. Go to your mapping, select hierarchical builder. So we got this right to a file. No. So what we have given, okay, it got connect to the source. Okay. So these are the incoming fields, input setting, output, view here. So this is the field mapping. So here what it is showing, here is a shopping list. Name, department, location, email. Some source we are getting like this, right? We map, so we cannot map in this way. So let's go to advanced output. Schema. So I'll check this. Okay, I'll fields target income face turning output. Okay, I'll check this one. So how we can build from uh, source as a DB to the XML file or JSON file. Or else we can go with ISM also. So there we have options, right? Let's delete this one. We have already discussed yesterday. So how we can create with source as a table and target as a JSON or XML file. Okay. So for that, click on this new, go to components. What is it? Internal structure model. This is for XML files. Okay. If we have the files, then we want to create it as a JSON or XML, then we can do this. But here we have a table. Okay. By using table, we need to create a JSON file. So that should be hierarchical builder only converts relational input into hierarchical output. Okay, I'll check this and because we don't use this one, but as per exercise or just for learning purpose, I'll check this and I'll update you on this. Okay. In the next video, I'll explain about this. So far we have done with what all we have covered. So I hope you guys understood all the scenarios here. Please practice in your home. Practice with multiple. Take some sample files, different files, which consists of like more than 1,000 rows. Okay. So try to load some huge data, and then you can see you might get multiple errors. So you just solve it. If you are not familiar with the errors, then try to Google it and try to rectify it. So in that way, you can get experience in that creating the mappings in IICS. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section so that I'll help you. If you have any interview questions or if you have any queries which you are not able to understand, so let me know in the comment section. I'll try to explain in the next videos. So thank you for watching my videos. Let's meet in the next session. Bye.